Seems like just about every week you hear about a couple of new scams where people are trying to steal your money or your identity.
So today we're talking with our money expert about ways you can protect yourself from financial fraud.
Bruce Helmer joins us now. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
Money scams, we know that they've been around for a long time. There's not really, I guess a lot new that comes, but people are still every day getting their money stolen, their identity stolen.
Yeah, we've been talking on this show recently. 'Tis the season. We're charitable. We've talked about ways to do it efficiently from a tax standpoint, but the bad guys know that also. They know that people are more charitable this time of year, so there's new scams, and I don't claim to be a technological expert by a long shot, but I do know that there's certain things you can do to protect yourself, and some of it's just common sense, some of it's doing a little bit of research. Sometimes it's a scam, or sometimes maybe you want to be charitable, but you're not even sure about the charity that you want to give to. Maybe it's a new one you haven't heard of before.
So that's probably the biggest area this time of year when people are looking at making those donations. What do you do when someone calls you and maybe you hear a story and think like, oh, that sounds pretty good?
There's ways to check it out. The one that comes to mind, it's called Charity Navigator is one, but there's places where you can go to determine the legitimacy of the charity, how much of your contribution actually gets to the charity versus getting lost along the way. But again, in terms of scams and whatnot, the bad guys are out looking to get data, looking to get your social security number, asking for information. If you give us this information, then we can do this. And sometimes it's not even being charitable, sometimes it's being greedy. Somebody smart once said, you can't cheat an honest man. If you're going to get taken, maybe it's because you're trying to get a bargain or a deal that doesn't make sense.
And sometimes that can come in the way of emails too, because sometimes there's so many emails that come through. A lot of them look legitimate, but are there some things to look out for in particular?
If you don't recognize the sender, someone once told me, don't even open it, because if you open it, something bad can happen just when you open it. It can infiltrate your system, or you get a worm or whatever, or a virus. So if you don't know who it's from, don't open it. And then the other thing I always tell people, and this is more old school, I think a great investment is a shredder. You have a lot of documents, a lot of mail, a lot of things that you get. Sometimes you get hacked or get violated because they go through the garbage or they go through mail. Shred anything that's got Social Security, personal information on it. Shredders, I think, a good. I don't know what they don't cost that much, but I think they're well worth it.
Kind of the mail and the package theft, I think, is something we all worry about this time of year too, where someone can come and get, like you said, get a piece of mail that has your account numbers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and obviously you can't stand by your mailbox 24/7, especially in this cold. Thanks a lot, Kylie.
I know, sorry.
Yeah,
but you need to be aware of it and keeping on top of looking at your accounts and make sure that no one's messing.
Yeah, you have to look at your credit card statements, make sure everything on there is valid, and there's just common sense things you can do. Just be diligent and know that this time of year you might be more vulnerable than other times of year.
Okay.
Good advice.
Thank you, Bruce. You can see Bruce right here on Mid-Morning each Tuesday and get more financial advice on his show, Your Money, on CCO Radio. That is Sunday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30. And if you have a financial question, you can actually call this number anytime, leave a message. You might actually answer your question on Bruce's show.